Hey everybody, it's Vic. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I haven't done a story time in a lifetime, but sorry to keep you waiting. I'm here now. I'm like trying hard not to stare at the viewfinder, but I just actually haven't used my own camera in so long. Today, as you can tell from the title, is gonna be another ridiculous story time. I feel like everyone's probably like, why did you choose this one to be the first one? And I feel like it's because it's just so ridiculous. Like, it really is the craziest thing that's happened all summer. And kind of because of how dramatic it is, it's sort of like the only thing that's happened all summer. So I have a lot to say, and I feel like you're here for it, so thank you. Before we get started, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do the damn thing. Okay, I'm just gonna get started because I feel like that's the hardest part about the whole thing. My nose is so fucking itchy. I feel like some people are gonna be confused by this because I didn't really announce when I was attacked by the dog. Obviously it was really traumatic because I've never really been hurt before, so like me having to go to the hospital for the dog bite, that was the first time I have ever been to the hospital for a health issue in my entire life. So yeah, it was really scary. And I didn't want to talk about it because I didn't know if my leg was going to look normal afterwards. I didn't know what the fuck was going to happen. So I was just like freaking out, to be honest. Just a little bit of background so the story makes sense. I spent the beginning part of the summer filming a pilot in Vegas, which is like whoop whoop. We'll see what happens with it. I don't know. So that was probably like June, you know? And the actual event of the dog bite happens on the night of July 3rd. Like, it was going into the 4th of July. It was supposed to be a 4th of July pool party. So yeah, that's kind of the background, but basically, I guess the story starts. So earlier in the summer, I was hanging out with this guy. We were dating. I like kind of hate to say that because obviously I totally regret it. It's like super embarrassing, but yeah, I was dating this fucking guy. And he tells me that like we actually had different plans for the night and then we changed our plans to go to this, which drives me so fucking crazy. Like like the fact that this almost literally never happened and that it could have been avoided. I really wish that that was what happened, you know, but here we are. So my boyfriend at the time is like, one of my friends is hosting a pool party at their apartment complex. We're all going. And I was like, okay, because you know, it's the 4th of July. So like be festive, bitch. But anyways, yeah, we get in the car, we pick up his friend. We're like sitting in this Uber, and the entire time that we're heading to this party, everyone is like talking shit about the girl that's hosting it, which is the woman in question of the video. Or, I mean, not like in question, the shit is pretty obvious, but like, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. So, we're in the Uber to the party, and I guess in the past, like, they all had lived at some beach house together. So, they spend the entire ride to this girl's house talking shit about her. They were like, oh, this bitch is fucking crazy, she's heinous looking, like, I don't even know what to expect from her today. Like, she's such a psychopath. Like, she's always screaming at everybody. And then I kind of said, I was like, okay, so then why are we going to her house for a pool party since everybody hates her so much? And nobody could really seem to answer that question. And that should have been like the most alarming thing to me. Like, seriously, you know what I mean? So we go to this fucking party. And I could tell the vibe was a little bit off. But I was like, whatever, you know, like trying to be cool. I was like, okay, this pool party's like kind of lame, but what fucking ever. So it's getting later, and we were gonna go to like a bar in the middle of the night, kind of like an after party vibe. Like, we already did the pool party, and then it was even later into the night, and we were gonna go somewhere else. So I'm in her room with this girl. I was literally in this girl's room and I had no fucking idea. So she's doing her makeup in the bathroom, doing her hair, and she asked me a question about something, and I was just gonna go over and help her so that we could go to the fucking bar. And she had this dog, and other people who say that they've encountered this breed of dog say that they were attacked in a similar way. So I don't know if it's a breed thing, what the fuck it is, but basically, I'm being honest with you, I just stood up off of her bed to go to the bathroom and help her do something, and then her dog also stood up and bit me, like, into my thigh. I'm gonna include a picture just because, like, I can't really post it. It's kind of, like, gross and, like, TMI. But basically, yeah, the dog fucking bites me. I literally scream because it's, like, a puncture wound, so it's almost like my thigh's been, like, impaled. I, like, scream and I'm trying to, like, escape the room right after the dog bites me. But then instead, she runs over from the bathroom and grabs me and, like, drags me to the bathroom and starts, like, cleaning my wound, which I am, like, thankful for. Like, thanks for cleaning it. But you know what I mean? Like, then she was like, oh, damn, like, I guess I can't have my dog around people. So she cleans up my wound and, like, puts these tiny bandages on it. But then, like, at the end of that, like, everybody was all ready and shit. So, like, we were still gonna go to the bar. But then a part of me was like, because also we were at this pool party and we were drinking. So I was already drunk when I was bit by the dog. And so, like, my, like, rationalization of shit does not make any sense. So I was just, like, at first I was like, oh yeah, let's go to the bar. But then on the way to the bar, I was like, what the fuck? I just got attacked by a dog. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do at the bar? I can barely walk. And then, like, we get in the car, we're like, the whole car ride, I was just planning on leaving, and that's when my boyfriend was like, why are you being, like, weird as fuck? And I was like, this bitch's dog attacked me. And then as soon as I started actually talking about the fact that her dog attacked me, she bailed on the whole situation and just walked into the bar, like, to continue getting drunk after this happened. And so then, like, me and my boyfriend left because obviously it was like, what the fuck? And then the next morning I went to the hospital, which was just the most surreal thing to ever fucking happen to me because I have never been to the hospital for any reason ever. And so, like, I just literally couldn't believe that this even fucking happened. And to be honest with you, I was gonna fucking dump him after the dog bit me because that whole thing, like, I was just like, I don't understand why this happened to me and I don't want to find out. It just seems so odd. Or, you know, like, I've hung out with so many people, like, all over the world, and I've never been attacked by a dog in my entire life, and it was just so shocking. But then, of course, like, you know what I mean? He's like, oh, no, what? And then, but then I told him, like, you know what I mean? Like, afterwards, like, when I was talking about leaving and shit, I was like, but I'm telling you right now, like, I don't give a fuck that she's your friend. I don't want to hang out with that bitch, like, ever again. You know what I mean? Because what the fuck? I'm not gonna go hang out with her weird-ass dog and her. And, like, for the entire time that I'm recovering, this bitch never contacted me to see if I was okay. She never said she was sorry that this happened. Like, she pretty much didn't give a fuck, like, point blank, period. Like, we had to call her for some information about the dog, like, the breed and shit like that when we were at the hospital. She didn't really say shit then either. Or, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we fucking talked to this bitch and she didn't say anything. So, you know, I'm taking the medication for the dog bite afterwards. And, like, I'm still not really feeling well. I just thought it was related to it. But I had to keep, like, I don't know, I was just still busy. I had obligations still, you know what I mean? So I'm, like, driving around, trying to get my shit done. And I just noticed while I was, like, in an interview. It's crazy. I actually was in a job interview. And I just became so lightheaded. I literally almost passed out. So I had to go to, like, the nearest urgent care. And it was probably, like, a week and a half after the dog bite. I go into the urgent care and I guess I got some kind of adverse infection from the medication from the dog bite originally. So then they literally had to give me like a shot in my butt, and I had to take even more antibiotics for like another 2 weeks. And the infection that I had was like so serious. There was like fluid and it was going all the way up. Like I literally could feel fluid in my nose, and it had to do with like my like lower intestines and stuff. Like the bottom part of my body was like giving up. Like it felt so shitty. Like it was like one of the most uncomfortable things that's ever happened to me, like especially to really not understand what's even happening when it's happening, because I thought that I was just uncomfortable in general. Like I really couldn't even imagine that I had a secondary infection that was that serious. And I was bloated from it. The medication made me bloated. I was like temporarily fat for a week, which my boyfriend also took issue with. I was like, all of this is because you wanted to see this bitch. So, then like, I'm not even fucking with you. It's like the day that I could finally drink alcohol again after being on antibiotics for like 3 or 4 weeks. I could finally drink alcohol again. So I was gonna go hang out with my boyfriend, and I went to his spot. And then while I'm there, this bitch literally pulls up. And I was just like, what the actual fucking Jesus Christ is going on here? And like just why? You know what I mean? Like I'm standing there and I was like, why is this happening to me? Like what the fuck did I fucking do to deserve some shit like this? Then this bitch she like walks right up to me and starts having a regular ass conversation with me. She yet again never says sorry, never asks me if I'm okay. The only thing that she did do was make a point of talking about my appearance several times. Like she was like, what the fuck did she say? She was like, oh, you're looking good. Like, what the fuck did you expect me to look like after your dog attacked me? Like, I actually think she expected me to, like, get attacked and then look ugly all of a sudden or something. I was like, I'm not fucking doing this shit. So then I literally left and I, like, dumped him because, like, I know that they're friends, whatever the fuck. But I fucking told you this shit. She's disrespectful as a motherfucker. And she's trashy as hell. Her fucking dog is like a wild animal. Like her dog should be euthanized. That's how I feel about it. But of course nobody gives a fuck because it didn't affect them. But yeah, I basically couldn't work for an entire month. And like it was hard to walk for 2 weeks. I got an infection that could have been so much more serious. And I have been in extreme physical discomfort for over a month and a half. Because even now, I still have problems because I took all that medication. Those antibiotics were so strong, I was like throwing them up. I still have problems eating food now. I get stomach aches all the time just from this situation. So I'm sure you're thinking, when does this all come out? It comes out at the very end, bitch. So basically, after I dump him, we end up having this whole ass conversation where he basically tells me that he cheated on another one of his girlfriends with this same girl, but like 10 years ago or something, because they've been friends for 10 years. He was trying to say that it's not cheating because this girl allegedly raped him. And I was like, okay, so you just actually need to be the victim. Like, how the fuck did you cheat on your ex-girlfriend with this girl, but she raped you? That's like, you're actually saying like that this woman overpowered you in such a way, like you literally needed to have sex with her? That's impossible. Or, I mean, you know what? I'm being rude. She is a bigger girl. Maybe she did fucking pin him down and take his ass out. Maybe she did. And I'm being a bitch. But yeah, that was just a crock of shit, to be honest. What the fuck? To be saying that happened 10 years ago, but you hate this girl and she's crazy and she's ugly and all this crap. But then you're like hanging out at her pool on the 4th of July, or like it's just weird as fuck. Like, just pretending like you hate her when you actually like her. I don't know. It's like the weirdest fucking thing that's ever happened to me. And you know what I mean? Like, come to find out, like, they text each other every fucking day. Every day they're texting with each other. And yeah, so obviously I was like, I'm not gonna put up with this shit, and that is like what ended the whole relationship, because he really just didn't want to have to be like responsible for anything that happened. And I'm not like sitting here and saying that I'm really mad that they're like a thing. I'm just saying it's so fucking crazy that I got like physically hurt from this. Like, even though like emotionally it's like, oh damn, fuck you, but physically, like, oh my god, that literally could have cost me my fucking health. And on top of it, I was out of work for a month. I was so down bad. And then I think the most hilarious fucking thing of all of it is, like, the day after we broke up, all of his friends are like just spam posting pictures of the two of them together, and they're all drinking and getting wasted and having like the time of their fucking lives. And like, they're just acting like it is so like incredible that the two of them are reunited after my terrible ass is out of the picture. And it's like, what the fuck just happened? Like, if you like this girl, then date her. Like, don't act like dating me was so fucking terrible. Like, if you want to be with her, then be with her. It's just like the most thing that's ever happened to me. I literally, I just can't. I just can't. I feel like really it's the physical part of it that gets to me. The fact that I was physically hurt by this really fucking takes me there. And so I feel like I had to tell the story because, yeah, this ended up like debilitating me for the whole rest of the summer. And now, I mean, summer's over, you know what I mean? Like, all the activities that were happening for all of summer vacation are over. You can't like sign up for anything. Anything that you're gonna do now, like even with filming, it's all gonna start in September. And so I just lost an entire summer for this person that doesn't give a fuck about me, that I barely know. And yeah, I don't know why. It really is like one of the most insane experiences of my life. And to top it all off, you know what's pretty fucking crazy? I don't know what possessed me to look this up, but the actual symbolism of a dog bite is betrayal. So somebody tell me how the fuck that was just a coincidence. Like, what made the fact that she pulled up be nails in the coffin for me was just the fact that he's told me explicitly before, like, that she misbehaves and that he's had to like kick her out before, like, just for being rude as fuck. Like, the fact that I told you that I never want to talk to this bitch, she's not my friend, this whole situation doesn't make me feel comfortable. And then you're just gonna let her like antagonize me, or like, you know what I mean? Because like, obviously, like, my appearance was such a huge thing even for him. Like, I looked like shit when I was sick. That was a really huge problem for him. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, all of this is because of you. And I kind of tried to say that. I was like, don't you understand? Like, I really actually literally got hurt just because you wanted to hang out with this bitch. Like, you couldn't do that without me here. Like, actually, what the fuck? And yeah, like, obviously I'm feeling jaded as fuck. It's like, I just went through absolute fucking hell for somebody that does not give a fuck about me in the slightest, that I barely even know. Like, we were only talking for like a month. Like, I literally can't believe this. But yeah. And like, ultimately, it's just the gesture that he would choose her over me in any kind of situation. It's just like, Cause obviously, like if I was defending one of my guy friends that hurt my boyfriend, that shit would not fly. It just wouldn't. No, yeah. Then he was trying to say that he stayed friends with her because you're like supposed to forgive people or some shit like that. And he was always making fun of my friends because I live in Hollywood. He was trying to say that we're all like fake as fuck. Like, your friends are obviously the fakest. Like, the funniest shit of all of this is probably like 4 or 5 days after we broke up. It wasn't even a complete week. Like, one of his best friends just slid in the DMs so hard. And I was like, yeah, your friends are better than mine. Your friends are great. Your friends are the best. So, yeah, it's been a lot. It's been super duper hard this summer, but you know what I mean. Pull up in the comments if you've been gaslit this summer, bit by a dog this summer, been out of work this summer. Just been fucking down, bro. I almost feel like it was gonna be really hard to not do a story time about it because I've just been down so bad. I have been down bad for almost 2 months straight now just because of this, because I understand that it healed and everything, and I'm so lucky that it visually is not heinous looking. Like, my thigh does look normal, and the infection did clear, and I have been staying active, and I have been staying healthy, and I'm still getting new work and stuff. But just actually not being able to work for like a month and a half, like, my money is so fucked up. Or like, you know what I mean? Like, everything is like, it's slowly coming back together, but I just never thought in a million years I would just be so fucking down. Like, everything was so fucked up for that like entire month. No, I want to thank you guys so much for watching and listening to my ridiculous life for the 30 millionth time. I hope you enjoyed this story, and I don't know. I hope it made your summer a little bit better. Make sure you let me know what new videos you want, and I'm on Instagram a lot, so yeah. I'll see you guys later. Bye.